So for task 101, replace loops using recursion. So recursion is the concept that a function can be expressed in terms of itself. To help understand this, start by thinking about the following task. Multiply the first n elements of an array to create the product of those elements using a for loop. So write a recursive function sum r and n that returns the sum of the first n elements of an array r. So using a for loop. So if n is less than or equal to 0, then return 0. Else, return sum r and n minus 1 plus r n minus 1. Next, profile lookup. So we have an array of objects representing different people in our contacts list. A lookup profile function that takes name and the property prop as arguments has been pre-written for you. The function should check if name is an actual contact's first name and the given property prop is a property of that contact. If both are true, then return the value of that property. If name does not correspond to any contacts, then return the string no such contact. If prop does not correspond to any valid properties of a contact found to match name, then return the string to no such property. So function lookup profile using a for loop. So for var I is equal to 0, I is less than contacts dot length and I plus plus. If contacts I and first name is strictly equal to name, if another if statement, if contacts I has own property prop, return contacts I prop. Else, return no such property. Or return no such contact. Okay. Next, generate random fractions with JavaScript. So random numbers are useful for creating random behavior. So JavaScript has a math.random function that generates a random decimal number between 0, the inclusive, and 1 as exclusive. Thus, math.random can return a 0 but never return a 1. Like storing values with the assignment operator, all function calls will be resolved before the return executes, so we can return the value of the math.random function. So change random fraction to return a random number instead of returning 0. So function random fraction, say var random fraction is equal to math.random. and return random fraction. Okay, let's try. Okay, next. Generate random whole numbers with JavaScript. We are calling math.random, multiplying the result by 20, then passing the value to the math.floor function to round the value down to the nearest whole number. Use this technique to generate and return a random whole number between 0 and 9. So return, say, math.floor, math.floor, math.random times 10. Okay, next. So generate random whole numbers within a range. So create a function called random range that takes a range, my mean and my max, and returns a random whole number that's greater than or equal to my mean and is less than or equal to my max inclusive. So function random range, my mean and my max. So return math.floor, math.random times my max minus my mean plus 1 and plus mean. Oops, okay. Next. So use the parseInt function. So the parseInt function parses a string and returns an integer. So here is an example. Const a %007. So the above function converts the string 007 to the integer 7. So use parseInt in the convert to integer function so it converts the input string to an integer and returns it. So function convert to integer string return parseInt string. Then I'm going to use convert. Okay. That's it.